So it's the third night in camp, and I just want to give you a little bit of a rundown on what me and Jordan have been having to deal with these older men. 3 older men. One is my dad, and my other 2 uncles are over here in this tent. Me and Jordan are sleeping with my dad in this tent. But it's been a non-stop snore fest. It sounds like there are bears over here, or a moose going at it with another moose. I am not kidding you. It's been a war for me and Jordan to get to sleep. Let's take you in and let you listen. Okay, so that's just a little bit.
That's the tent. That's the tent we're in.
My other uncle over here, he sounds like he's talking. He can sleep.
Just gotta navigate our way through the dark tent. We can't have any lights on because Hunter's taking a star lapse. I think he sleeps with a pistol, so we can't scare him.
Earplugs for this. It's so funny until you're trying to go to sleep and you've walked 15 miles a day. So we need your prayers this week, and I think we'll be alright, but the bags under my eyes are getting big. So over and out.
So we've been in camp for 3 nights, and the effects of roughing it are really starting to kick in. Had to listen to my dad and my uncles snore all week. A bull keeps bugling his head off in front of around our campsite at 3 or 4 in the morning, waking us up. And it's really starting to wear on us because we're not seeing much during the day, and then we got this thing screaming his head off by our tent. And it kind of gets us excited each morning. But at the same time, we've spent so much time walking and not seeing any elk that it's a pretty big disappointment. So morning number 4 rolls around. We haven't had cell service yet, and Jordan and I decided to go up to the top of this mountain, kind of the highest point in our region. And it was nice because all of a sudden we started getting some cell service and we were able to contact home. And that was really pretty cool because me and him, we were struggling a little bit, not being able to be on our phones at all.
We're struggling to see a whole lot of elk. Me and Hunter rode all the way to the top. We're going to work our way down today, and hopefully some of the pressure of hunting at the bottom will push some elk up towards us. So we heard a guy saw a big 6x6 just right here below us yesterday, so we're going to stay right on the ridge line and hope he runs up to us at some point.
We had a good start to morning number 4. The weather was changing, so we had a good feeling the front was going to get some animals up on their feet. And the plan for the day was to kind of start at the top of the mountain and just slowly work our way back down to camp. And we started at the top and hadn't walked probably 400 or 500 yards before we jumped a few mule deer. And then we kept sneaking along pretty high, and we found a little homemade ground blind and made the decision to stop there and sit for a couple hours while the weather was passing. And while we're sitting there, it didn't take long, and we had 2 mule deer come in, perfect bow range, like 35-40 yards. And right then we were instantly regretting not getting that mule deer tag.
It's about 4:30. Me and Hunter have been sitting in this makeshift blind for, I don't know, 20 hours. We've been watching mule deer walk around under us all day. We're out of snacks. We drank almost all of our water. We haven't seen an elk yet, so we're gonna hunker down for the next couple of hours and start making our hike out of here.
We've seen 4. I mean, been tough hunting. A lot of people, full moon. I guess they're all moving at night. Or they're bugling around the tent at night every night at 2, right? 2:30. So it's kind of discouraging. We're out here walking, 10 miles a day, and you can't hear one bugle in the daylight. Nothing. There's no elk moving anywhere on their feed. They don't come out till it's dark, so it's kind of just keep walking, and hopefully the full moon will go away a little bit, and maybe they'll start doing some things. It's kind of hard to find them when they're all scattered out too, and we've hunted high. They're not high. The only elk we've heard about's been down low. Yeah. So we're trying to stay about 8,000 feet and call a little bit today, and it's a good morning, clear and cool.
So day 5 rolls around, and we're tired of hearing this bull bugle by our tent every night. So we decide to go after this thing, and immediately we pick up on some tracks, and we think that we're pretty close to this bull, and you can smell him every once in a while, and we were just coming across a lot of good looking stuff. And so we decided to just work our way all the way back to camp and stop and call and stop and call. And I kept thinking all week that at some point, we're gonna call and we're gonna be sitting there listening, and one's gonna answer back, and then it's gonna be on. But we just called so much over the period of 5 days without any return. We're starting to feel a little bit hopeless. I still had a feeling that in the last 2 days that we could get on something right at the end and make it happen, and that kind of helped us, to keep going and to keep pushing on, even though it had been so tough all week for us.